Good evening, everyone. If you'll all join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, we'll get started. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Nikki, would you please call roll?
Ms. Davis? Here. Ms. Hill? Here. Ms. Hopper? Here. Mr. Schindler?
Here.
Dr. Sirutino?
Here.
Mr. Seltzer?
Here.
Mr. Cox?
I am here. May I have a motion and a second that the Board of Education approve the agenda as presented for the organizational meeting of Wednesday, April 13th, 2022?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 7-0. At this time, we have a couple of outgoing board members, and so Ms. Hopper and I will make a brief presentation to both Pam and Sam.
Thank you. Well, I have the honor this evening to present some parting remarks in recognition of Pam Hill. Pam has served on the board for 3 years. She and her husband are the proud parents of 2 boys who are students in the Parkway District. Pam's efforts on the board have been significant, but there are several to highlight here tonight. The first of which includes her active involvement with the food pantry. Pam has found her passion here and led rallying efforts throughout our community to collect and transport food items to the Parkway Food Pantry, especially at times during COVID when the supply ran low. Pam ensured that there was enough product at the pantry to ensure our families had what they needed. Pam also served on the St. Louis School Board's Professional Learning Communities, or PLC. This group serves to foster collaboration and community and communication amongst school board members around the St. Louis region and the surrounding areas. These meetings are typically held on Saturday mornings for a couple of hours, and Pam has dedicated herself to attending these meetings and sharing with the rest of the board what is discussed and learned. These are valuable tools for us as we navigate difficult times and help support our knowledge on how other districts are navigating the same or similar challenges, and we can learn from these other districts through Pam's help to support or supplement what we do in Parkway. And just last Wednesday, Pam and I visited the district's personalized learning site, Sorrento Springs Elementary. Pam's passion for all students to be successful is so evident as she continues to want to learn about how the district is operating to help every student be successful, even a week prior to leaving her seat on the board. The questions she asks and relational examples she communicates gives one a sense of motivation to want to keep doing more for our students. Pam is also active with supporting and attending band and marching band events and programs. One of Pam's board colleagues states, quote, "Pam is a valued team member on the board and shares in discussions with helpful ideas that contribute to decisions," end quote. Now a message to Pam's family who are here this evening. Pam's husband, Rodney, her 2 sons, Zach and Nick, and her parents. We all know the amount of time it takes being on a school board, especially these last 2 years. And we all know when your mom, your wife, your daughter, Pam, takes on something, she puts her heart and soul into it 1,000%. So thank you, all of you, family members, for sharing your wife, your mom, your daughter with us for these past 3 years. We give her back to you now. Pam, on behalf of all of us on the Board of Education and the Superintendent's Action Team, we all will miss seeing you at all of our meetings and events, and especially miss your dedication, hard work, passion, and contributions you continuously bring to the table, always looking out for the best interest of all students. But we know you are not going away, as you have told us. You still have your family in Parkway schools, and I look forward to seeing you at graduation in 2026 when our 2 children will be graduating together, hopefully, God willing, at West High School. We all wish you the best of luck on your next adventures, and thank you so very much for the dedicated and caring service you have helped lead this district with over the last 3 years. Thank you very much, Pam.
It's now my privilege to talk about Sam. Truthfully, we could have this entire meeting go till midnight and not get through all of Sam's accomplishments in what is nearly the last 60 years in education. Sam began teaching. He was a classroom teacher at Central Middle, Central Junior back then, when he first started out in the early 60s. I'm not going to say how old he is.
Still young.
Still young. Still playing golf.
Hard anyway.
Still playing golf. But he excelled as a teacher. He quickly rose to the role of assistant principal at that school. When East Junior at the time, now Northeast Middle, when East Junior opened, Sam was selected as an assistant principal to help open that school. He later served as principal, and he may or may not have disciplined me a time or two as a student. Sam went on to become our secondary curriculum and instructional coach and leader for the entire district. He was an executive leadership principal, mentoring other young assistant principals and principals in the district, which led him to finally serve as an assistant superintendent for the entire district in charge of human resources. There, he spent a lot of time hiring and mentoring other staff across the district, not just teachers. He truly knew his passion, though, was in the principal role, and he found himself returning to that role as a West Middle School principal pretty much throughout the 90s, I believe. When he finally retired from Parkway in 2000, he thought, I've retired. This is the good life. I'm going to continue playing golf and doing what I love. But it wasn't just a year or two. He was coaxed back into education, and he became the principal of Oak Hill School for a number of years. Then he became the head of school for not just the Oak Hill community, but also Villa Duchesne. He served in that role for quite a while. He has been on the board of St. Louis Learning Disabilities Association and many other professional associations and church committees and an assortment of other hobbies that have taken his time. He first was elected to the Board of Education in 2010, and he has served continuously since that time, winning an election every 3 years for 12 years straight. Sam, really, if you think about him, he is a true champion for education in St. Louis. And the single word that comes to my mind when I think about Sam and education is legendary. For nearly 60 years, he's made a personal commitment and shown unwavering dedication to improving the educational experience of tens of thousands of students in Parkway and really across St. Louis. He's led and mentored thousands of teachers and helped shape the face of education in Parkway. Sam, you have been an outstanding and dedicated board member and a steadfast champion of the students and teachers in Parkway, and we each admire you for many reasons. Your commitment to the students, staff, and parents of this district is unmatched, and we will be forever grateful for the service, guidance, and friendship you have given us. Years ago, Sam was awarded a Pillar of Parkway, which was no surprise. But he's not just a pillar of Parkway. Sam's indeed a pillar of humanity. We will cherish our experience with you on the board and look forward to your continued friendship and support in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Sortino.
Thank you all. Thank you very much, Jeff and board and Dr. Marty and company as well. I really do appreciate that. He told my history, so I can't say anything else about it, basically. But what an amazing opportunity that an individual in education had. It was just incredible. I still remember my first classroom at Central Junior with my science students, and I was just so excited right out of college. And little did I know that more than 40 years later, I would actually be leaving a wonderful career that I love so much over all these years. It's just been absolutely amazing. I don't know how one falls into a career that they truly love day in and day out, and for every moment that you're working with wonderful young children, wonderful teachers and administrators and staff and parents and everyone in this community. This Parkway community is just absolutely incredible. And it's been just my life over all these years. And I just cannot be more thankful for the opportunity. And I'm amazed now how it all unfolded for so many years. And that even to this day, I wish I could continue going on. If I was 10 years younger, I would go back to middle school principalship. You know, I did have those years at central office, and I was kind of coaxed into taking a position at central office. And after 6 years, I finally talked to the superintendent and said, you know, I love middle school. I love junior high, middle school children, and I want to go back. And no one ever goes back, you know, after you've been in the head office, you know, that's just amazing. But no, I wanted to go back. And I spent 13 years at West Middle and loved every moment of it. And then, you know, after 36 years, it was kind of time to retire. And I was offered a position, and I was excited to try something new, which was another wonderful experience. And then when I left that, I wanted to try something new, and I came to the board. Someone encouraged me just to say, why don't you run for the board? And I said, run for the board? Well, I did, and here it is 12 years later. And I'm just so grateful, so thankful. I enjoyed working with this board, Dr. Marty, STAT team, the entire Parkway staff of teachers and everyone that I've gotten to know over the years. And you know, over years, people come and go. And the sad thing for me is that, you know, I'm not in schools like I used to be, and I don't know everybody like I used to, you know, and that's pretty sad. You know, I just enjoyed the experience of getting to know students. I knew their names and I knew their parents, and it was just a community. And I enjoyed working with teachers to kind of create an environment that was really exceptional for students to grow and learn and be cared for and loved. And that's what it's all about. And I'm just so thankful for it all. But congratulations, Rob and Jeff. We appreciate your willingness to serve on the board and all that you'll bring to the board over the years. And congratulations to Christy. And also congratulations to Pam, and thanks for being our partner. So thank you all very much.
Jeff, I just can't help but say that on behalf of SAT, which our Superintendent's Action Team, as well as I think the whole Parkway community, Sam, I've been able to be in schools with Sam, and Sam may not know as many staff as he used to, but they know him. Yeah. I feel like I'm walking with a legend because people he's like a, you know, he's like a rock star still to this day, and I just enjoy Sam. And I have to just say personally, Sam is the last member of this board who was on the board when I was hired, so it's over. I mean, I now have a whole new board, but Sam has been that consistent.
I'm still extremely proud of that.
Yeah, it's been a pretty incredible run, and I just want to say, Pam, also, great, thanks for your service. I know both of you are going to be, you know, you're leaving the board, but you're not leaving, I know, the service for Parkway. So, again, on behalf of the staff and our leadership team, thank you so much.
Okay, so now at this time, Sam and Pam, you may take seats. Yeah. So you can take your seats. And so now I will.
I just warmed this chair up for someone.
So, you have to sign up for that. So it's my pleasure to review the canvass of the annual school board election. So the following are the names of candidates, I believe in order that they filed for election, and I will read the quantity of votes for each. Jeffrey Spector, 7,399. Robert Reety, 6,499. Hallie Baker, 1,129. Philip Caldwell, 914. Barbara Bouchard, 2,078. Wayne T. Hartman, 909. Catherine Marla Kolick, 1,421. Jacob Jake Wagner, 601. Tony M. Spielberg, 6,466. Scott Winfrey, 1,481. The total votes during this election cycle were 28,897. Next up will be the certificates of election, and those have been given to the two newly elected members of the Board of Education. So now, I'd like to ask Mr. Spector and Mr. Reety to stand near the podium, and Ms. Stover will join them to administer the oath of office.
Okay, if you both would raise your right hands and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Missouri, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of school director in and for the Parkway School District, County of St. Louis, State of Missouri, to the best of my ability and according to law. So help me God. Congratulations.
All right, we're going to now move to the election of officers, which is another function of the reorganizational meeting. We will proceed with that at this time. Do I have a motion for president of the Parkway Board of Education for the following year?
If it isn't broke, you don't fix it, so I will nominate Jeff Todd.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Who's the second?
Christie.
Christie? Okay. We have a motion, a second, that the Board of Education elect Jeff Todd as president of the Parkway Board for a one-year term commencing on April 13th, 2022 and ending April 12th, 2023. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Congratulations, Mr. Todd.
Thank you.
Now, election of vice president. Do I have a motion for vice president of the Parkway Board of Education?
I move to nominate Debbie Hopper.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Christie? Okay. We have a second, Christie. Any other nominations? All right. So with that, we have we'll now have move forward with an indication of a one-year term for Debbie Hopper for a one-year term commencing April 13th, 2022 and ending April 12th, 2023. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So Debbie Hopper is our board vice president continuing. Congratulations, Debbie. Mr. Todd.
Okay. Next, may I have a motion and a second that the Board of Education appoint Nikki Stover as Secretary of the Board of Education from April 13th, 2022 to April 12th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Next, may I have a motion and a second that the Board of Education appoint Patty Bedborough as Treasurer of the Board of Education from April 13th, 2022 to April 12th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Let's see, next, I've actually been the MSBA delegate. MSBA is the Missouri School Boards Association. I've been the delegate for the past year and would be happy to continue serving as the MSBA delegate. And Matt has agreed to serve as the alternate. Anybody have any objection to that? Okay. So may I have a motion and a second that the Board of Education appoint Jeff Todd as the MSBA delegate and Matt Schindler as the MSBA alternate delegate from April 13th, 2022 to April 13th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Next, may I have a motion and a second to adjourn the organizational meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Thank you very much, and thank you again to the families of Pam Hill and Dr. Ciartino. We couldn't have done it without them. So we will take a brief recess, and we'll start our regular meeting at 7 p.m.